Home sweet home. We've just stepped into the camp office in Mystery Lake, and it's time to see what one of the most familiar and centralized base locations, not just for this game but for this series, has in store. Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more of the Long Dark in our Against All Odds series. I have several cattails to eat and several more to find, and of course one thing I have not done at all is actually see what we have here in this office, or see what's out over the lake. There are several possibilities of what I might find, and I think chief among them are some of the things I've been looking for in the last few episodes, but even if not, there's still a reasonably good chance of more food, and potentially some other items that I haven't found yet. We'll have to see. Also, I do have the ability to make those crampons, and I need to do that as soon as I possibly can. So let me go ahead and drop most... Oh yeah, that's right. I can use this little trick. Thank God for mouse wheels. Let's drop that. I can perhaps drop some of the... Let's go ahead and step upstairs, because I want to see if there's a... First of all, okay, dead guy. Sad day. I don't see a bedroll. Immediate sadness. But there is a field dressing your kill book. I have a lot of skill books now. Like a lot of skill books to learn from. But while I'm in this...
Nobody needs this anymore.
Okay, I guess I'll pick up that baseball cap, but there's an argument about whether or not I really need it. Okay, I'm going to put these 2 recycled cans down just right here. And I'm going to drop a lot of the kindling stuff that I have on me. Like right here. Let me step a little bit forward before I drop the book. Yeah, I need to read those. I just need to have enough of a justification to like stay in one place for a bit. Oh, a hockey jersey.
Use this.
Hey! That is literally a first for me, you guys. I've never, ever... Hang on. I've never found the hockey jersey before. Now, it looks like it is worn on the inside, and I doubt it's going to be better than the thin wool sweaters. But I do, like, I'm not going to tear it up. I want to see how good it is at full quality before we do anything with it. And even if it's not something I keep, I'm probably not going to rip it up. It's a new item. That's so cool. Just added in this most recent update to Tales from the Far Territory. So that's fun. Okay, let me go ahead and... I'm not going to put stuff in the cupboard, because I want the satisfaction of seeing my stuff in the world. But we're going to make this a temporary base, because we have a lot of exploring to do, kind of using this as a central location. I will drop the heavy hammer with the intention of coming back for it. That's one of the reasons I'm leaving everything in plain sight. And I have all these skill books that I do, frankly, need to read, but I shouldn't read and really shouldn't lug around until such time as I can actually read them. So I'll drop them on the ground in front of my storage there. And that's mostly everything. And I can, frankly, one thing I will put inside this cupboard, I have too many sewing kits. I do. I can keep that many sewing kits on me and feel fine about it. I also have too many whetstones. I'll drop 2 of those. And while I'm... Well, I'm not going to drop that stuff just on the ground. Hang on. There we go. Yeah, I'm not going to drop that. Sorry, what I meant is I'm not going to drop it in the cabinet, because I want to remember that I dropped this. But these things are heavy, and I don't want to lug them around everywhere with me right now. Okay. So having gotten rid of that stuff, let's continue to see what kind of goodies this loot location might have in store, because there's still a reasonably good chance that I'll find some nice things. There's plenty of cloth just laying around waiting to be scavenged, which is always nice. I've already checked over there. There's some tomato soup. Awesome. Mystery Lake, even on Interloper, I guess probably just because it's the original zone, and it would be weird if Mystery Lake was one of the most meager loot locations. Mystery Lake always tends to be a zone that has a decent amount of stuff, even on light loot tables. Doesn't mean you're always guaranteed to have a field day, but it never seems like Mystery Lake is, like, at the bottom. Did I search all those already? Holy crap. All right. Just goes to show you how, especially with this game, with the amount of times that I've been in this particular space and, like, been commentating while playing, I just do things because I know them like the back of my hand, to the point that I don't even realize I've done them. There's something to be said for double-checking and triple-checking as much as I have in this series. Absolutely. And a lot of that has been deliberate. But I'm noticing that, like, there's a fair amount of just me not realizing that I've already searched something while talking about something else, which is hilarious.
This stuff will come in handy.
And I love it. All right, so I really need to make those crampons. Did I keep the metal on me? Yes, I did. Okay, how long would it take to make them? And also, if I make these, you have to keep in mind, unfortunately... Oh, I also have to drop the sapling on the ground. Almost forgot. You have to keep in mind with these... oh, nice. It only takes 2 hours if I use the quality tools. Okay, well, in that case, I'm just going to do it right now. Anyway, as I was going to say, if I make these, they have to replace one of the accessories that I'm wearing, which is frustrating. All right, there we go. I have some improvised crampons, finally. There have been people who've been waiting for me to make those since the meta series. All right, we have the sure footing benefit now as a result of that. So this is only the improvised crampons benefit. So, like, if I get the crampons that are in, for example, Ash Canyon, which I have every intention of getting those, then we can get an even better bonus. An even better bonus. But for now... Anything else to be found here? I already checked those file cabinets. I know that because we talked about it. I don't see anything else around. Still no bedroll. Wow. All right, so it's starting to get a little bit crazier that we're not seeing that. Oh, sorry to spin you around like that. I try not to do that too much. But there we go. And I can also, tell you what, I'll drop by the door. I'll drop this stuff. Alright, and now we just need to go and look for additional food items. I'll go ahead and have this tomato soup while I'm staring at it. That way I'm not lugging it around and I can drop the can. I do need to make that coffee. And I'd prefer to do so reasonably soon. But let's head back out while the weather sounds somewhat decent. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is nice. So I'm going to step right back out where I was a moment ago and veer right and find some more cattails along the way. So food-wise, I'm expecting to be on pretty solid ground for the next episode or two. I expect I should be able to get the well-fed bonus back within that same time frame. Episode or two would be my guess. Assuming I don't get murdered by a wolf, or a bear, or the Dark Walker. That's a joke. For those of you who haven't played The Long Dark in a while, the Dark Walker is not just in Sandbox. That would be mean. But I did play the Escape the Dark Walker challenge in a series. And had some thoughts about it. Definitely had some thoughts. But overall, enjoyed it. Wouldn't play on the mode repeatedly, but enjoyed it. But no, the Dark Walker is not in standard Sandbox. But I could very well get murdered by a wolf or a bear if I'm not careful. Especially if I'm not careful, you know? So I am going to keep my head on a swivel and try not to distract myself too much with my own voice. Which never happens. Ever. Certainly not in this episode. In a way that I've commented on. or in past episodes. Okay, no cattails here. Onwards. Always feels so nostalgic when I get here. And remember, there is a prop deer as well. And I kind of want to scavenge that prop deer sooner than later. Alright, let's dart across here to the first hut. The prop deer is through that way, and the wolves are not around right now. By the time I scavenge it, they might show back up. So, like, you know, there's different ways of looking at it. Like, do I put it off? Do I go for it now? Oh, nice. 3 revolver cartridges. A candy bar? Wow. That is and a recycled can. Which reminds me, I don't think I actually dropped the can. No, I didn't. Drop the can. I said I was going to, but I didn't. Cedar firewood. Done. Okay, nothing else here. So let me step back in this direction and see if I can snag some additional cattails. I already see more than one. I see multiple cattails. Perfect. So yeah, I'm good food-wise for the next little while. I am good. I might need to go back to the office if I want to have water. But I'm good food-wise. And I can certainly start a fire. Okay, good to go. I can certainly start a fire for some water. So one of the reasons that I want to go for that prop deer, it's not just the meat. We need some guts. If I'm going to have an arrow before too long, I need some additional stuff prepared. There is the slight possibility that I could find a bow somewhere. So I suppose with the loot tables revised, I shouldn't rule out that there could be a bow that spawns in. But I genuinely don't recall if on Interloper, if lootable bows are a thing. I don't think they are. For those of you who don't know me as well or haven't been following my channel very long, I mostly have played, almost entirely have played, in fact, on custom difficulties. I was a big proponent of the custom difficulty being added, and a lot of the earlier seasons of this series were on Stalker before I kind of stepped it up and wanted to do something a little bit tougher. But Interloper, for me, it's fun, but it gets... I mean, they literally described the game mode. I don't know if it was Hinterland that described it this way, or if it was just a popular description when it came out. It's described as, like, the world is trying to kill you. I certainly remember describing it that way because I was using the words that kind of existed as descriptors for Interloper. And that can be a lot, and not necessarily in a fun way for me personally. So what I love about these custom approaches, and the reason I've played them so much since Wintermute Episode 1 came out, is that I can give myself some of the things that make Interloper really compelling without some of the things that feel, to me, a little bit more forced. So you'll hear me make comments like that a lot. Like, not being necessarily sure what exactly the norm is just on Interloper, because honestly, I don't play vanilla Interloper that often. I play the overwhelming amount of my Long Dark
this will come in handy.
Gameplay on custom. Most of my runs you would characterize as, you might call it Stalker Loper. This is the first one I've done in it Against All Odds series that has the Interloper loot tables, which is why I'm making so many references to that. So if you're newer here, there's a quick primer for you. Let me go ahead and eat this stale granola bar. Oh my god, I have so many cattails. But, I mean, we know from experience, right? Those can go fast. Just because I see a bunch of them sitting in my inventory doesn't mean that I'm, like, good to go for 5 days. Especially if I walk around encumbered burning a lot of calories all the time. Which, yeah, hi. It me. I'm nothing if not honest. Alright, let's step in here. Sports socks, nice. Nothing in the crate. Okay, nothing here, really at all. Unless there's something in one of these containers, which is...
I'll take it.
Okay, there's a ragged baseball cap. That's nice. I do still have a lot of clothing items to break down. Haven't forgotten about that. Wow. Literally nothing here. Alright. Little bit dicier proposition moving to this next area. And I can't recall if I actually... is that a wolf? No, that's just a thicket. Like, that's a bunch of thickets close together that looks like it's an animal, but it's not. I can't recall if I went into that fishing hut right in the middle of the screen. I know we went to the far one, because it's closer to the shore. But anyway, I'm going to keep looking for some cattails in here. There should be a few more, maybe just 1 or 2 on this density setting. We're on the lowest possible density setting. Unless it's possible to turn vegetation off, which I don't think it is. That would just be... I feel like if it were possible, I would know that off the top of my head. So I'm inclined to think no. But it's been so long. I've used this setting on my custom codes for so long. I've actually forgotten off the top of my head if just turning off vegetation entirely is a thing. It might be. It's kind of sadistic, but it might be. That would be a way to really force players to hunt for food and not scavenge so much. Where are the wolves? I mean, I know they're here, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to take it for granted that they're not here at present. They're probably closer than I give them credit for. Oh, hey, more feathers. Additional feathers somewhere? Yep, there's 2. One more. One more. One more. One more. Oh, come on. Give me one more, game. Give me one more. You know you want to. You know you wanna. One more feather. There's a dead body laying here. I know there's another feather somewhere. Come on. Where is the feather? Dang. I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Found it. Alright, there might be a few other cattails out here, but first, let's check these buildings. Really similar cabins here. You know, it would be interesting. I'm by no means lobbying for this, or this is certainly not a criticism of the game at all. But I'm thinking, just as I step into these cabins here and I see some of the floor plans and layouts of them be like so identical as I go from cabin to cabin, and this happened during the challenge meta series that I did as well. It would be interesting if they were able to do like a fresh pass on like the interiors of some of these small environments, not redo the big environments that take a lot of time, but like the small environments, similar to what they've done with the caches in the most recent Tales from the Far Territory updates. That would be kind of neat, I think, because these do get a little bit repetitive when you're moving through them. I mean, this one's different, thankfully, but you see the same environment a number of times. And maybe I'm noticing it a bit more because we've done so many series in succession with the challenges. And so it's a bit more obvious to me, and I wouldn't be saying this if not for that.
Nobody needs this anymore.
Maybe that's it. All right, I don't need that spray paint. I am going to use spray paint this series, but so far I just haven't felt the need to. Okay. Nothing really here. We have a few more houses, but yeah, I think that would be an interesting way to mix things up a little bit and freshen up the game, since we're kind of in that mode now with Tales from the Far Territory. And as far as I know, this is one of the reasons I say it's not something I'm lobbying for. It's not a criticism of anything that's missing. As far as I know, the plans for what's going to be added this year in the expansion and the free updates are set. As far as I'm aware, they already know what they're going to do and what they're not. They did say, though, they built in some flexibility. You know, there are some things that they might add that aren't on the initial list. And so my guess would be that they put that there because A, they do have some things in mind that people would want, and B, also, in addition, they know that there are some things that could come up that would be really good ideas, either from within the studio or within the community. So if you have good ideas, always a great time to share them with Hinterland because they are listening. All right. While I'm this close, I'm going to step over here because this little island is one of the most plentiful cattail locations, and the weather is actually quite nice at the moment. So I want to take advantage of the fact that I can see that the wolves don't appear to be too close. And then I'll head over to the final cabins in just a moment. Whoa! That's what I'm talking about. Didn't quite click on the right spot. Popped off a round. Let me go back for my brass. Now, in that case, that wasn't that wasn't so much a problem of trigger discipline because I needed to have my finger on the trigger, on the left click, in order to click on the cattail. I just pointed to the wrong spot and pulled the trigger, so to speak, too quickly. Okay, wow, there's a lot. Despite the low vegetation setting, I almost just fired again. You know what? I'm just going to put the revolver away. I had it out because I was a little bit nervous that a wolf might walk up to me while I'm doing this. But I think I'm fine. And we have grabbed a bunch of cattails. This is nice. This is probably all we're going to find here. But we're still not encumbered. We have plenty more. Okay, so now that's the final hut. The bear does not appear to be nearby. Part of me does want to go up the slope and see if the old cache is there. I very much doubt that it is because they've changed the location of all the caches, and I don't presume at all. By the way, if you're curious, no, I've barely played. No, I can't even say that I've barely played since the new cache update. I have not played The Long Dark off of YouTube. So what you're seeing is my first playthrough of the Tales Update Part 2 and any subsequent updates that come out for this while this series is ongoing. So the new cache locations, I have no idea. I don't want to be told. Someone even mentioned the plane crash in Coastal Highway a few episodes ago, and I have to say, it's like, I appreciate it. Like, not knocking you at all for suggesting that to me. That's new as part of Tales, and I didn't know it existed, so kind of a spoiler. Like, I'm experiencing all of this for the very first time. All right. I'm going to step up to these thickets here and then veer back that direction. I'm a little bit nervous about the bear showing up randomly, but so far it seems okay. I just feel like I've had such a good run with cattails. I want to be as thorough as I can while the weather is being this generous. It is the end of the day, and I need to get back to the office, preferably. Cattails? I thought I saw some more in here, but the way that the reeds kind of intersect with each other as you walk around, especially as you move left and right and back and forth and all around, like it can really sometimes make it appear that you see cattails. Okay, starting to get tired and therefore have sprain risk. For a second I was like,
think I can use this.
Oh, nice. A windbreaker and a light shell in one container. I was literally about to say, though, did I already come in here and, like, forget about it? I'm telling you, looting this zone is so second nature. Ooh, dog food. Nice. Well, that'll make it a little bit
Not sure
easier
I'm
for me
carrying
to
much more.
stay the night. But part of me wants to still try and make it all the way back. So, no lantern fuel of any kind, though. No extra lantern. Nothing under the bed. No fire striker. $27 cattails, though. Dang. All right. Yeah, this is very, very, very nice weather. So I'm just going to very calmly meander back. I've got the revolver. I'm going to very calmly meander back in the direction of the main camp office and sleep there. We're in good shape, though. All considered, we are in good shape. It is going to get darker by the time I get back over there. I do still have the ability to sprint. I'm not that far over encumbered. The only reason I'm actually over encumbered at all is this time, keywords, asterisk, it's due to exhaustion. Oh, hey, looks like a storm's rolling in. And I do still want that prop carcass, but for now I want sleep. Sleep is more important. Okay, I am going to loop back and check this fishing hut because I don't trust my memory here. And also, I want to scan for cattails on this side of the island because I don't know that I did a very thorough job of looking over here. Nope. Okay. Yeah, I don't... This is the problem. I don't know if I looked in here. I think I did, but this is the last of the fishing huts, so I just want to be absolutely sure. No, I didn't. Okay. I can hear people in the comments saying, "Hey, Hadrian, you know what would help with marking locations that you've already been to?" Listen, I have been playing The Long Dark since it launched. Well, it took me about a year to get into it, but I remember having my eye on it around the time the Kickstarter was live. And I think that was the first time I probably heard of it or saw it. And I've been playing it since 2015, long before spray paint was a thing. So yes, you're absolutely right. I acknowledge the validity of your point. Spray paint would have solved the problem that I've been joking about for this entire episode. And I will be using it in more obvious locations, as I've been saying. I think Milton is the most obvious because there are so many locations in close proximity that look similar to each other that it's like, well, which ones have I been to and which have I not? But, you know, in hindsight, those fishing huts on Mystery Lake, another great example of something that you should use the spray paint on. It makes a lot of sense. Still looking for cattails. Okay. Just gonna sneak through here.
Feels like night is coming.
That is quite an erudite observation, Jennifer. Well done. Whatever gave you that impression? I could never have seen that coming if not for your astute commentary. Thank you so much. And no, you cannot eat trees. Stop asking. I'm just kidding. Don't stop asking. It's hilarious when you do. Okay. We have returned. We are safe. We have food. We have water. We even have crampons, thanks to that sure-footing benefit. So let me now step up here. Did I check the body, by the way? Yeah, I did check the body. Yeah, literally just searched a dead body in the dark. That's not morbid or anything. All right, I'm going to step over here, and there's some water bottles. Water bottles. All right, that's enough. So I'm going to eat this dog food before its condition gets any worse, because that's about the limit. Well, no, you can eat dog food in the 30s, but it starts to get dicey, like most food items in the 30s and 20s, so nice. Let's go ahead and drink this. And now we can sleep for a solid, I'm going to say 9 hours. And we'll recover a little bit of condition from this, thankfully. And it's not quite sunrise yet, but I can go ahead and scarf down a bunch of cattails. So that's what I'm going to do. And then what I can definitely do right now, like I finally have a moment where I feel safe and I'm able to pause and like take care of a task. I can rip up a lot of the clothing items I've been lugging around for 10 episodes. Because my God. Okay, not literally 10 episodes, but you know what I mean. Almost 10. And I've had those items because I've wanted the cloth, and I've wanted the cloth because I generally know that I could benefit from the repairs. But okay, so let's go ahead and just go ham. Yeah, I mean, does it really matter? I'm not going to rip up the hockey jersey, and I'm also not going to rip up the ragged wool toque. But I will rip up almost everything else. And I do have that light shell that I found, so I might want to take a look at that before I rip up the windbreaker and light shell, because the windbreaker does not provide a lot of protection in terms of warmth, but it's incredibly good at protecting you from wind chill. So you lose, you know, the warmth protection, but you can gain bonuses sometimes. All right, I don't want to tear up that wool ear wrap. Well, I'm never going to wear it again. I've got one on that's in good condition. You know what? Yeah. Well, no, I'll keep it. I'll keep it because it's half a pound, and if something happened to the first one, a replacement on this loot table, not the worst idea, you know? It's actually a good thing, arguably. Now, I did repair those gloves. Let's look at this. Yeah, see, this is what's interesting. They're restrictive of movement, right? But they have more... They're not as good with wind chill. Well, no, that looks like they're about the same at wind chill. I kind of want to repair these and see how good they are at maximum potential, you know? Decent sweatshirt I can rip up. Let's harvest that. The thin wool sweater is going to be better. All right, so I already have... Oh, okay. One of the items I'm already wearing is a light shell, so let's go ahead and put on the slightly better one. So with that in mind, we just want to have the best wind protection on the outside. And see, this is what's so fascinating. If I were to repair this... See, look at this. At 75% condition, you can kind of gauge, you know, how good these are, you know, at their maximum potential. So 75% condition, 4.0 Fahrenheit temperature boost for wind chill. So an increase to 100%.
Pee doesn't seem so crazy
Jennifer,
right now.
thank you for that astoundingly graphic commentary. It would be a 33% increase roughly, so about a third. So 5.3 would be the 100%, roughly. 5.2, 5.3 would be the wind chill bonus on the light shell, fully repaired. This thing, if I fully repaired this, it would be an 150% increase. So it'd be about the same. This has more protection against moisture, and it's less restrictive of movement. But again, you're giving up some of the warmth protection of the light wind shell, the decent light shell. That's the nice thing about the shell as compared to the windbreaker, it does have some temperature protection built in. All right, let's not lose any condition unnecessarily here. Drink. Anyway, I'll return to that in a moment. I don't need the second pair of gloves, so I'll go ahead and harvest one of them. And we are about at the point where I can actually start doing repairs. All right, I don't need the second light shell, because again, one item that I'm wearing underneath is a ski jacket. All right, that's a 40-minute harvest too, so that's additional time that's taking. It's not just 10 minutes like the others. Okay, so now I actually want to shift my focus and start repairing for a bit here. So let's try and get some repair done. Damn. All right, so we filled that one, and I needed the leather. So I might need to rip up those gloves if I really want to repair those. But let's now go ahead and... Ooh, an hour? Really? Well, this repair better get me to 100%. Good, it did. Let's do the same thing here. Let me just make sure my stomach is in good shape. It is? Oh yeah, of course it is, because I fully topped off with all those cattails. There's that. And there goes the sewing kit. Saw that coming. Alright, so... Where's the crappy sewing kit? There it is. Go away. Alright. That's the old trash can trick. Okay, so if I were to repair this, how long would it take? 40%. So repairing this all the way up would take 2 hours. Repairing this all the way up would take 30 minutes. Let's go ahead and get the toque repaired. All right, the toque is now at 98% condition. I'm guessing that's a better... oh, yeah, absolutely. Hello. Much better. Okay. Let's just look for obvious repair opportunities on the things that I'm wearing. The most obvious is the trail boot repair, and then the worn ski jacket repair. This would take 45 minutes to attempt. I'll go ahead and do it. And I kind of do want to knock out... Damn. Kind of do want to knock out one of those skill books. Listen, Jennifer, I love you, but... Thank you. Good Lord. You're great, but don't let me down right now. All right, so... Hang on. Let's eat a few more of these. No, just one more. That's fine. And then I can probably go ahead and pick up some of the water that I had sitting over here. Yeah. And I need to remember the heavy hammers here before I wander too much farther, but there are still additional locations that I can search in the area. I need to make that coffee. So if I read one of those books right now, like a sewing primer, honestly wouldn't have been a bad idea to do a little bit sooner. I thought I dropped that already. I guess I had two and I didn't drop the second one. Here it is. Sewing primer. Okay, it was there on that tab and I didn't notice it. All right, so 5 hours if I just go flat out. And then I might be able to get some scavenging done before the end. But let's go ahead and knock out this research. There we go. And I'll keep that book on me. Mending level 2. I'll keep that book on me because it's going to come in handy. And I'm going to go... Tell you what. Just for the sake of stopping points... There's part of me that's tempted to just rest for a bit. Hang on, let me drop the other stump remover while I'm thinking about it. Part of me is tempted to rest for a bit, but what I'm going to do is step outside, then step back inside. We'll use this as the end point for this episode. In the next one, I am going to use what remains of this particular day to check out some of the nearest locations to me for possible additional loot. The one that I really want to try and get to is the lookout tower, because I think I can make it up there and back without too much trouble. I can also check out the derailment, assuming I don't run into any furry woodland friends along the way. So that's the objective for the next few moments. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If it's not your first time or even your second, look for the join button to access unique emotes, badges, and additional perks. New episodes are coming out every day at 1 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.